Good morning, everyone. Brett McRae here from the Northern Ag Network with your Farm and Ranch news. First this morning, a developing story affecting agricultural trade on the southern border. Monday, U.S. Customs and Border Protection suspended rail operations at major thoroughfares El Paso and Eagle Pass in Texas to alleviate a sharp increase in illegal immigration at the border. These actions hold serious consequences for U.S. corn, barley, and pulse crops. Montana Pulse Crop Committee Executive Director Liz Edmondson says the rail disruption is a huge problem for markets, prices, and Montana farmers.
4.7 million pounds of lentils and 1.2 million pounds of peas have come down from Montana through the Mexican border since September 1st. That would equate to almost 170,000 in lentil pea trade and 2.1 million in lentil trade. So it is imperative that Homeland Security works with the border crossing to get these crossings back open.
Agricultural and transportation groups have written a letter to Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, imploring him to reopen these critical rail crossings to prevent supply chain disruptions and negative impacts on the U.S. economy. Yesterday, Governor Gianforte and the Montana Department of Natural Resources unveiled a modernized drought management plan. Last updated in 1995, the Montana Drought Management Plan details a comprehensive management framework to improve drought preparedness from prevention to recovery. The governor says the new plan considered stakeholder perspectives to better manage resources limited by drought. Thanks for tuning in to your Farm and Ranch News. We'll be back in an hour with those markets.
We asked Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought. There always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. But it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Hi everyone, Brett McRae back with more ag news and your markets. 20 years ago, a cow confirmed with bovine spongiform encephalopathy or mad cow disease crashed cattle markets and prompted import bans against U.S. beef in a trade catastrophe that the industry will never forget. However, since the cow that stole Christmas in 2003, the U.S. and the world have made considerable strides against BSE.
There was a real silver bullet in the worldwide fight against BSE, determining that feeding cattle to cattle essentially spread the disease. So when cattle material got into feed in certain parts of the world, that was transmitted as the cows ate the feed. And so we in the United States and most every country around the world really put in a ban against doing that.
In the 1980s, there were 30,000 cases of BSE worldwide. Today, there are fewer than 10. Higher cash cattle trade this week, up $3 on both a live and dressed basis. At the last sale of the year at Miles City, light four-weight steers traded from $342 to $356 per hundredweight. Finished lambs in Sioux Falls from $171 to $190 on Wednesday. The rail disruptions on the southern border are creating a lot of uncertainty for grain markets. Supply chain issues could compound mounting financial effects from that situation. Wheat, however, has been able to get a recent boost from the falling U.S. dollar. Row crops under pressure from rain in the South American forecast. On the Northern Ag Network, I'm Brett McRae.